Welcome to Ellamas Day 17, probably the most sparkly one because today I will show you my top 5 cream and my top 5 powder highlighter of 2024. A lot of things have changed, honestly. The top 5 couldn't be more different to the one that I did, or to the ranking in general that I did in 2023. And we're starting right away with a range of products at number 5 of my cream highlighters that I just discovered this year. These are the Ritual the Feast Rare Light Cream Luminizer. I accumulated 4 shades of these. First of all, I want to point out the one that is probably the most special. This is Borealis. This is from the collaboration between Ritual the Fee and As Andromeda from Instagram. It's a green highlight. I don't know if you can tell, I try to move it so you can see the shift. And me, the hater of green, I adore this green highlight. It's very pretty. I also have the shade Ghost Light. This is kind of purpley leaning. Then we have the shade Spectre. Spectre is more lilac-y blue. And then I also have the shade Ice Bow. This is more like light blue icy looking. They are stiff creams, so it's not like you touch them and they feel super creamy or so. They are like a hybrid in my opinion, but they're still creams. They're not as hybrid as, for example, Super Shocks from ColourPop. They're also quite expensive, but I do not regret any cent that I spent on these. At number 4, we have the DIOR liquid highlighter. These are the Forever Glow Maximizer, and I have 2 shades. I have pink, which is a beautiful pink highlighter, but my favorite, of course, is the shade Pearly. This is so insanely pretty. When you see this applied like this, of course it looks like a regular white, but when you blend it out, it looks so sparkly, heavenly, ethereal, shimmery. For some people this might be a lot, but I mean, for me, it's for sure not. It looks like a frozen ice sculpture, whatever. Very, very pretty, very expensive, and I do want to point out that this packaging has the same issue as the Charlotte Tilbury packaging. I don't know if you can tell, let me show you up close, but here you see that the letters, they are kind of going away. Number 3, we have a product that is for sure not for everybody. The Rabanne Metal Shot. This is a liquid highlighter that comes in a dropper. And when I tell you that the name Metal Shot is exactly what you should expect from this, I think it's even an underestimated statement, because this is molten metal on your face. How do you apply stuff like this? Honestly, I take this, put a tiny drop on my mixing plate, and then I pick it up with the Sephora Pro 90 brush, which is my favorite brush for any type of cream or liquid highlighter. And then I apply this on the high points of the cheeks. This is probably designed more so for photo shoots and editorial things. So it is also suggested to apply here on the collarbones, on the shoulders. You can literally apply this on your arm and everywhere, but be sure this is intense. Like 2016 called, they want to have this highlighter in 2016. At number 2, we have a highlighter that exceeded every single of my expectation, because when this came out, I refused to buy this because I was like, oh, so gimmicky. And then I got this and then I used it and I was like, fuck it. It's awesome. I'm talking about the Natasha Denona High Gen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. Oh boy. Oh, is this good. This is so good. This is so blinding. This is so insanely blinding on your skin. It's unreal, but it's not glittery. This is a pure metallic sheen on your cheeks without any single speck of glitter. This is a formulation that is right up with the Super Shocks. I even would say that this is basically the same formula as the ColourPop Super Shocks, but a tad bit finer done. You know, the Super Shocks, they can be quite chunky when you touch them. It's like chunks will break off. This is a bit finer in texture before it was pressed into that shape. I adore this, and honestly, I hope that Natasha Denona will bring out more of this, maybe as blushes even, or just some more highlighter colors. And at number one, we have a product that I don't know how to describe to you. First of all, it's also Original the Fee product. And this is technically not a highlight. This is a highlight intensifier. It has such a weird texture because it is squishy while at the same time it's not. It is creamy while at the same time it's not. And I'm just circling my finger in here so that I can show you this. Can you see the reflection of yourself here? This, or of my camera? This is, oh boy, look at this. This is meant to be applied on top of the Rare Light Cream Luminizer. This is called a highlight intensifier in the shade Alchemist. So what you are supposed to do with this, you are supposed to apply your cream highlight, which is very, very pretty. These are not sparkly at all. I didn't mention this. These are true metallics. But if you want to have a more sparkly finish with this, this is what you're supposed to put on top of this. I absolutely love this because it is glitchy in a way that it is unreal. And I wear this today. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, I do have another powder highlighter on top, but the combo from this, I wear this, by the way, alone. I do not use this to top off any highlighter. I wear this on its own. I take the Sephora Pro 90, swirl it in, tap, and then also swipe it, because when you use this with a brush, the pigments come off in a very weird way and you have to break them up on the skin. So maybe finger application is better with these, but I refuse to do so. But the effect on the face is, it's like broken glass shards all over your face that are reflecting the sunlight in 1,000 different directions. I don't know how else to describe this beautiful product, and I am so happy that the definition, or like the product description of this on the website, made me so curious. I didn't buy this because of the looks. I bought this because I was like, what the fuck is this actually? I love it, and it's my favorite cream highlight of 2024. Let me check in my clever book. What was my favorite cream highlight of 2023? It was the Pat McGrath Fetish Duos. I still love them, but it didn't make it to the top 5 this year. Last year, I in general only had 5 cream highlights to rank, and this year I even had the series going on where I applied every single cream highlighter on my face. It was a long one. Let's hop over to the powder highlights, and I'm starting with some Chinese Asian beauty. I'm not sure if they're Chinese or if they're Korean or Japanese, I have to admit, so I just call them Asian beauty. These are the RMT Venetian Chameleon High Gloss highlights, and I have 3 of the shades. I have shade number 2. They shift. These are shifty highlights. So shade number 2 shifts pink. Then I have shade number 8 that shifts bluish violet. And then I have the shade 10. And this is a true, like, ultraviolet, I would even call this. Beautiful. These are colorful highlighters that usually you just find in these highlighter palettes, but here you have them as a single and they're very, very intense. They are good priced and they have a variety of different shifts, and I just fell in love with this super duper smooth texture that they have. They apply kind of like a cream, although they are a very, very fine powder, and they just look good. At number 4, we have an oldie that came out last year. This is the DIOR Forever Cushion Highlight in the shade 03 Pearlescent Glow. I still love this. I just love glittery highlights. You have to know this about me. I am all for glitter highlights. I like a good metallic one too, but my heart is beating for the glittery ones, and this is very glittery. Very, very pretty. It's not as glittery as How Many Carats by Fenty. That's pure glitter. This has a sort of metallic base to it still. At number 3, we have a new introduction to my collection that just came out just a couple months ago, the new Gucci highlighter. I got myself only one shade, and this is the shade Frosted Lilac, and do I even have to explain why I love this shade so much? I don't think so. No sign of glitter in here. These are glitter free. They are pure metallic sheens on your face. It's like the powder brother of the Natasha Denona High-Gen Beautifier. At number 2, we have a highlighter, or 2 highlighters actually, from the same series that caused maybe some controversy in certain Reddit subs. Like, let me quote, I lost all my integrity because I accepted PR from that brand, and I'm like, I didn't. I'm talking about Hindash. If you don't know the story, I had a story with Hindash. He reached out to me, he apologized, and then he sent me PR, which is completely fine. And honestly, if we are in 2024 not even allowed to accept an apology, and I would have accepted that apology also without the PR, so that was just a nice move on top, then like what the fuck do we do? But that's not the case. I just want to mention that the gradient highlighters that Hindash brought out this year, they blew me away. I was initially, even before he reached out to me, actually interested in these because of how they look. Doll Dynasty, this is the first one. This shifts, or this gradients from gold to a pink. And then we have La Luna that apparently shifts from white to purple. The gradient in here is very, very subtle. It's barely visible, but to my surprise, my favorite out of these 2 is actually Doll Dynasty, because this is so bright and intense. I love it. But La Luna with this purple undertone going on is just my perfect highlighter for any occasion. Highlighters like this that have a more golden pink undertone, I need to have specific looks for. But overall, the concept of these, the quality of these, they're like a baked gelée formulation, is just top notch. And last but not least, my favorite highlighter of 2024, and so it is the second year in a row that this highlighter wins. It's the Chanel Maxi Highlighter. This is the Le Symbol de Chanel Oversized Illuminating Face Powder in the shade Pearly White. This is the more finer produced version of How Many Carats by Fenty. Fenty is... yeah, it's kind of like the biker lady, because the glitters are very visible and rough. They're quite big compared to this. This also has visible glitters, but not as big as Fenty How Many Carats. And I love this so much. And it's still available, by the way. So when I checked the website the last time, the pearly white one was still available in the different imprints. And I'm still thinking, and I'm still fighting with myself if I want to have a backup of this, because I am afraid that at some point this is not available anymore, and it is so pretty. I mean, I also do have a backup of Fenty How Many Carats, because I just know that at some point she will discontinue this. But that's not the topic here. This is my favorite highlighter of 2024, and chances are high that nothing will ever beat this. I'm very curious now, what was your favorite cream and or powder highlight of 2024? Put them in the comments down below so that we can all check out your favorites and test them, maybe discover new favorites for ourselves. Thank you so much for joining today. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out of any of the other Ellamas videos. I also have an Ellamas playlist so you can check out everything until tomorrow, because I hope I can see you tomorrow with the next video.